brought to my attention that I found a video that is actually very controversial. I'll put a link somewhere around the video annotation, somewhere, whatever. The video is basically detailing that you can double your internet speed by some miracle cable hack. I'm going to prove, well, I don't know what I'm going to prove actually. My intention is proving that it's not the internet speed you're doubling, it is actually the bandwidth that you're doubling, and that modern Ethernet cables are limited in their overall bandwidth. So the test that I've devised is let me show you. I have my camera right here in normal recording mode. Alright, what I have a standard Cat5 Ethernet cable. I'm pretty sure this is Cat5. It's running up here to my network storage drive. Alright. Do that. Alright. So what I'm going to do is I have a file right here. I think my phone is trying to record video. No. Alright. I have a file. This file right here. This file is 4.78 gigabytes. Alright. I also have here a stopwatch. And here is my network storage drive. I'm going to copy this file right here, copy, over to the network storage drive, and I'm going to time it. And then I'm going to perform the modification to this exact same cable as the guy detailed it in his video. And then I'll see if the bandwidth has actually improved. Okay, this is a best case scenario for this thing to actually work. So I'm going to make sure I'm here. I'm going to click paste and start the stopwatch. Alright, so this thing's copying. This is going to take a couple of minutes. This much I know. This is a big file. And we can also see here our megabits per second. We'll see if that actually improves. Basically, I'll explain as the other cable test is actually running what this thing's supposed to do. This is a very ideal solution. His promise of doubling your internet bandwidth, yeah, I kind of don't believe that one is actually going to, I don't think that one actually worked exactly how he detailed it in the video. Because he detailed, I mean, there's so many other variables to what he said he can do, doubling this internet speed. There's variables like whether you're running cable, running DSL, running satellite, running 4G, anything like that. It's going to vary how you can double your speed. Yeah. This is an ideal situation. This is from one device right to another device. One cable. He said that if you do this modification, it will eliminate interference and double your bandwidth. Now, he may not have said that precisely. You can go and check the video. I mean, I just watched it 20 minutes ago, but... And it's so... Yeah, I've got to try it myself. So... We're up to 1.5 minutes of copying this file. Yeah. Modern... Yeah, I'm pretty sure most of you would know how modern Ethernet cables work. They have 8 wires, 4 pair of wires. They use 2 pairs or 4 wires to transmit the data between 2 computers. 2 wires for transmitting, 2 wires for receiving. Theoretically, the more interference you can cut out, the better the signal will be. So, yeah. So that's, I believe, what he was trying to do. He was trying to cut out interference from his Ethernet cable. You can go and buy heavily shielded cables. Cat6 cables are going to be faster. They've got more shielding. And he proved mathematically that this thing should work. I can't fault him for that because he was using actually some very complicated mathematical equations. But his rationale might have been a little off. He took a best case scenario with the math. And I mean, go watch that video to actually see the complicated math that he used. I'm not going to try to quote it. We're down to estimated 60 seconds left on this. So, I'm going to try modifying this technique just a tiny, tiny little bit, and maybe I'll actually be able to see those results, but this is going to test whether or not his statement is true of you can double, I'm putting in quotations now, double internet speed. I'm looking at this from doubling bandwidth, meaning how fast you can transmit data from point A to point B. I'm going to take out the internet completely. This is not doubling internet speed. This is doubling transfer speed between two devices. Now this is going to limit if you use this super cable, go through a box into a normal cable, you're going to lose all that double speed. Alright, we're nearing, we've got 10 seconds. Right when this thing ends, I'm going to hit pause right here. Alright, 5. It's at the top there. Alright. Just about, and done. Alright, 4 minutes and 1 second. Okay? That's actually, that's a gigabyte, right at a gigabyte a minute. I forgot how big this file is. It's over a gig a minute. This file is 4.7 gigs. So, yeah, this is a pretty fast cable. It's not slow by any means. I'd love to see you download that off the internet, 4.7 gigs. Alright, I'm going to go modify this cable, and we're going to run this exact same test again. Okay? Give me a couple of minutes to prepare the new hardware. Alright, I'm back. And I have here the suggested cable mod. All this modification is taking one normal Ethernet cable, the gray one, and taking another second Ethernet cable, wrapping it around the first one, like so, and tying off both ends with electrical tape. Now, one thing he specifically noted was cover up the ends of the other cable. So no wire sticking out, nothing. I've done that. What I also did that he did not do was I wrapped the two cables together so they'd always be in contact. Quote unquote contact. Now, theoretically, this is going to double our transfer speed. So instead of 4 minutes and 1 second that we see here, we're going to be down to 2 minutes. Or, we may not see any difference at all. Alright, I'm going to plug this cable in, computer, and network. Alright, our link light is lit up, identifying network. Alright, it still takes a minute to identify. Just to prove to you that I am using this different cable. Camera. Record button. Hello. Cable. Our super ghetto modified cable is now connecting us to our network storage drive. Alright. If I take and clear the clock, refresh our network storage location, delete the previous file. Alright, that's good. Now, copy, pull up our thing, so we've got it on top, paste, and start. Alright, theoretically, we're going to be 2 minutes. More details. Alright. Now, as we can see here, our transfer speed is the same. Yeah. I kind of expected that. Now, this test may progress and the speed may pick up dramatically. I'm not holding my breath on that one. But this leads me to believe that there could be two possibilities for why his speed doubled. One, he was using a bad cable, so he wasn't getting a good signal between his computer and the router. That's always possible. Two, he could have done something else and either A, used a different connection, It didn't appear that he was using a different connection. I would have to look a lot closer at that video to actually see if he swapped connections. Or two, he switched to like a Cat 6 cable core, which that's going to give you improved speed right there. Yes, that was my phone battery. It's low. The Cat 6 cables are much more heavily shielded. Thus, they're going to block out a lot more interference. So, there's going to be a stronger signal in the cable. You're going to get higher bandwidth, higher speed. This is what this all is about. It's higher speed. We need more speed, Captain. I've taken and eliminated as many variables as I possibly can. I've used the same cable for both tests. The only difference is this outer Ethernet cable mod. Up to 2 minutes. We're only halfway there. So it's not looking real great. I mean, I could swap this thing up and make this a absurdly long cable, like push Ethernet's maximum limit of like 100 meters or 300 meters. I forgot which. I should know this answer because I'm taking Networking Plus right now. It's like 180 meters practical length, 200 meters actual length, something like that. And make 180 meter long Cat 5e cable. And then wrap another one around it and see if this thing will actually improve it. That would be best case scenario. Maybe that trick will actually work. Yeah. I don't have 600 feet of Ethernet cable handy, so I can't really do that test. The other test I could do is run short lengths like this through a switch. I could run it through my power line adapter, run it actually to the router, test off the router, and stuff like that. I don't want to waste that many cables. This consumed a whole cable, 2 whole cables, and it looks like it's not even going to make a bit of difference. It might. Test isn't over. We may see it. We may see the magical improvement. But yeah, I didn't really expect this to work. So yeah, I'm just giving you numbers. Both tests are exactly the same. All the setup is the same. I'm running the same programs. Nothing's been opened. Nothing's been closed. This cable is the only variable. Yeah, I'm listening to music. Well, not right now. I was. This cable is the only variable. I've eliminated as many other variables as possible. So this was a very ideal situation for this cable. This cable is not going to improve my internet speed. I hit clear. I didn't hit stop, but it went over 4 minutes and 1 second. So that means that it didn't improve link speed. Yeah. So, we just proved right there that this cable didn't work. It was one of those solutions that was like, hey, it's cheap, it's easy, I've got some 15 extra Ethernet cables in a box somewhere that I'm not even using, so it's like, hey, chew up an Ethernet cable, see if this thing works. It's one of those that's too good to be true. It did not improve. Best case scenario, speed. Both systems have gigabit Ethernet ports on them. So we were already at maximum speed. Roughly maximum speed. I mean, there's probably more overhead in the cable or something like that. I could have gone and disconnected it from the internet, so I've eliminated that, but I'm still connected to the internet, so... But this was just transferring from my desktop to my network storage drive over one 6-foot Ethernet cable. So yeah, take this as what you will. Take the other video as what you will. It didn't hurt to try. Hey, I proved that it actually didn't work. Ooh. Yeah, I mean, the next test, I guess, would be to actually take a Cat 6 cable and see if it works any better. If that shielding actually improves gigabit speeds. So, yeah, I mean, his original test of going from his router, it had too many variables in it to make it true. Because you also have the variable of the internet. That's your biggest variable right there. Is you're not going to connect to the same server through the same pathway twice. The odds of that are like, you have a greater odds of meatballs falling from the sky or something like that. So, yeah. Well, I hope this actually helped. Certainly didn't hurt, I hope. Yeah. So, yeah. Uh, if you enjoyed the video, a like would be very much appreciated. If you have something else you want me to try to prove if it actually works or not, then show me. I'd love to actually do something else like this. Those weird little solutions that, hey, this might work, but it's debatable. Send me, I'll try. I'll do what I can. Yeah, thanks for watching. Like button if you liked, dislike if you thought my testing was inconclusive. If you want me to do something else, tell me that too. I'd be more than happy to do something else. Yeah. I already said subscribe somewhere in there, but I'll say it again. Subscribe if you want to subscribe. Yes! And that's about it. Yeah. Later, I guess.